Happy New Year, home bakers. It's Jack here, bakewithjack.co.uk, bringing you your weekly bread making tip every single Thursday. And this week, here's 7 reasons to make your own bread in 2020. Roll that theme tune. Hello there and welcome back to the Bake with Jack YouTube channel, where I share with you a little bit of my bread making expertise every single Thursday. If you're brand new here, then welcome to probably the best bread making channel in the universe, and Happy New Year. That's right, it's January the 2nd already, and you might be considering a new hobby for 2020, something new to get your teeth into, quite literally. A craft to master, a skill to practice, or maybe it's your New Year's resolution to treat your body a little bit better and fill it full of more good food, more real food. Whatever it is that's brought you here today, whether you're a beginner or not, here's 7 reasons to make your own bread in 2020. In the past, people have said to me, why would you make your own bread when you can literally buy it anywhere? Well, I challenge that statement. You can't buy bread just anywhere. The definition of bread, according to Uncle Google, is food made with flour, water and yeast mixed together and baked. Now go read the back of a packet of a bread that you're about to buy and consider what it actually is. The list of ingredients on the back of a packet reads more like the elements of the periodic table than actual food. It's years of evolution and modernisation that now, by our 2020 standards, is a little bit outdated and very, very old hat. I may have stretched Google's definition a little bit to make my point, but the question arises, is that stuff still bread? I feel like a time will come when the human race will look back upon this modern bread and think, well, what was that about? Do you remember that? We used to eat that every single day without even thinking. The bread that we make at home is made with flour, water, salt and yeast, and sometimes in the case of sourdough, not even yeast. It's so much more natural to the bread that we buy that I feel daft even pointing it out. Other ingredients are welcome, but I'm talking about things like seeds or nuts, oats, honey, raisins, sultanas, apricots, onions, olives, roasted peppers, sweet potato, fresh herbs, spice. The point is, you can't just buy bread anywhere. Around here, I can't get it literally anywhere. The real deal, the real stuff made with real ingredients. If you want it, you gotta make it. If you've never made bread before, you might be a little bit worried, a little bit scared that the whole thing is far too tricky. That you might need special kit like a proving drawer or a bread machine, and bread takes 4 hours to make start to finish, and nobody ever has that much time. Well, those of you with that whirlwind of doubt twisting and turning inside of your head, let me tell you, it's a piece of cake. It doesn't take 4 hours. It doesn't take that from you realistically. It probably takes about half an hour of your attention, and the rest is just sitting around with a cup of tea. You will be absolutely fine as long as you've got a bowl and a Bake with Jack dough scraper. You don't need to have a proving drawer, a warming cupboard, anything like that. You can have a loaf tin if you like. It's not tricky, it's easy, and like all things that you learn, once you understand the principle, you will crack it and you'll make the bread making process work for you. You'll be fitting it in and around your daily life with ease, knocking out loaf maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week as you need it with no trouble at all. It might be hard for a beginner to believe, but believe me, once you've got it, you'll crack it. It's easy. Principles are power. Did I say that already? You don't need 126 bread making recipes. You need to understand the principles. Why we let our bread rest, why it puffs up, why it's important to take care building structure when we're shaping it up, why it busts open at the side sometimes. And if you're just starting out in 2020, you've picked a good time, because there are 126 videos of me here talking to you, educating you upon those principles. And there'll be a new tip in 2020 every single Thursday to really help you understand why you're doing what you're doing. Bread making is considered by many to be a therapeutic practice. In this busy world we live in, where technology allows us to do more and more, faster and faster, I believe it's so important that every once in a while we have something to help us stop. To give us time to think. Remember that? Take a moment, place your feet on the ground, cut out the noise of the world. Focus or don't, slow down, breathe in and breathe out. We need that time, and so often it's forgotten until things get a little bit much. There are so many things that we're just not built for, like constant streams of emails, phone notifications demanding our attention, frantic consumption of infinite information. And yes, I'm aware of the huge list of videos that I just mentioned. There have been times in my life at the tail end of last year where I've just felt like there's too much going on, where I've been pulled in all different directions. My attention's been completely scattered all over the place. I truly believe that every once in a while we have to challenge the need to feel like we have to do all the things that we have to. Every once in a while we need to bring things back down to what's real. Slow down, take a moment and make some bread. What other hobby can be as rewarding as this? Bread making is a real learning journey, as corny as that sounds. You will be learning with every single practice, growing as a home baker and a person, discovering things along the way to make your next loaf even better. And it won't be long until you're trying your hand at the breads we hold in such high regards. Pedestal breads. Huh? I'm talking about the satisfaction of a ciabatta or a baguette pulling out of the oven exactly how you like it. Just like it was baked in a proper bakery, which around here you simply can't even buy. You'll crack it bit by bit. I know you will. If you practice, you'll be reaping the rewards. And the rewards are so delicious. Everybody walks past the bakery with their noses in the air, smelling the bread I mean, not because they're posh. Simply because the air is delicious. Regardless of whether you're in company or not, you will say out loud, this is a natural occurring phenomenon, common among all human beings. You can't not do it. And the reason we collectively do this without consulting our consciousness is because fresh bread by default is delicious. It's as simple as that, and once you discover that you can create that sort of deliciousness in your own kitchen without the use of any special equipment and being able to fit it into your schedule easily, once you discover the greatest secret of the universe, that your worst loaf tastes better than the best loaf you can buy in a supermarket, then your mind and tongue will be open to new levels of flavour you never thought possible. Be warned, homemade bread is delicious, but once you're there, there is no turning back to the textureless, tastelessness of what modern bread is we've accepted for so long. But what do I do with it all? I hear you ask. Sure, you could eat all the bread that you make, but you might enjoy the process so much that you get to the point of having too much bread that you're able to eat. You are swept away in the craft of it all, taking great pleasure in the meditative aspect of kneading, hooked on seeing your own progression illustrated in every single loaf of bread. You have excess supply of bread now, so what do you do with it all? Well, you change the world. Gift your bread to your neighbours. Seriously, go and knock on their door with a warm loaf of bread. Take a loaf to the book club you've been going to. Take some bread and give it to a mum at the school drop-off in the morning. It might be a little bit weird at first. They might be confused about what's going on. Like, hey, where's the catch? Share it. They will love it. When they accept it and take it home and make a sandwich or toast or simply carve off the crusty end to have with some butter because it smells so great, you've just changed the world for the better. Kindness is like a ripple. In fact, everything everybody does is like a ripple. If it's a good thing or a not so good thing that somebody does, whatever it is, the thing that you do, it creates a ripple, and that ripple reaches far. Kindness reaches the hearts of others, and the hearts of others reach the hearts of others, whether they know it or not. A nice warm loaf might make somebody smile, and that smile might make somebody else smile. And that happy person might just show a little bit of kindness to somebody else in the day who really needs it. And that's how it works. It's as plain to see as the bakery air phenomenon. Before you know it, your ripples are changing the world for the better, bringing people more things to feel happy about. And isn't that the whole point? So there you have it, 7 reasons to make your own bread in 2020. I'm looking forward to this year of bread making tips. We're going to kick off the new year dedicating January to all you beginners out there, busting bread making myths and removing barriers that stand between you and making amazing bread at home. I'll be here every single Thursday, and if that sounds like something you want to stick around for, consider clicking subscribe before you go. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Oh, crumbs. I've lost the outro music again. Hold on a minute. Let's try this. 2020 is here. This is your year. The year you take on and finally crack homemade artisan bread, the likes of which you've only ever dreamed of. Let's make a fresh start this January. You can do it. I believe in you. If you need to pick up a Bake with Jack dough scraper, you can. Head over to bakewithjack.co.uk/shop for all the bits and bobs you need to make your dreams come true. See you next week.